to episode 48 of our series on the origins and meanings of Appalachian and Southern family names. Because of your kindness, I wanted to give you a brief update on my hip situation. I'm sort of embarrassed to tell you that I had fallen a week before the scheduled surgery. It caused abrasions on my surgical hip. When the surgeon was marking the spot for the hip replacement on Thursday morning in Morristown, he said that I couldn't have the surgery because of the scabs on my abrasions. They have germs on them. This is twice that I've made it to within 24 hours of the surgery only to have it canceled for one reason or another. The first time was in early June. But I was blessed to receive dozens of well wishes, and I'm especially grateful for the prayers. Despite the holdup in getting some help for my physical challenges, I'm enjoying a peace of mind that can only come from the greatest physician, so I can't thank you enough for the prayers. While rain falls on the just and the unjust, peace of mind is a powerful antidote to physical and emotional pain. At any rate, I'm happy to present another episode on the surnames of Appalachia and the American South. Today we're going to cover 7 of them. So, let's get started. Number 1, Thacker. When I was a kid growing up in Oliver Springs, Tennessee, I had a Saturday League basketball coach and a couple of friends named Thacker. I'm sure that most of you have seen a cottage with a thatched roof. Well, in England, a person who thatched roofs was called a Thatcher, as in Margaret Thatcher, the old Prime Minister. Thacker is the Scottish version of that occupational name. The earliest record of a person in Scotland with the name of Thacker was in 1411, but unfortunately he was a criminal in Aberdeen. Thacker doesn't appear among the traditional surnames of Wales. I think we're safe in calling Thacker a Scottish surname for one who thatched roofs. Number 2, Childers. Like Thacker a minute ago, Childers is a rather common name in my neck of the woods. That's East Tennessee. In fact, there was a Childers trailer park down the road in Anderson County. But don't confuse it with the Caravan Park in Childers, Queensland, Australia. While Harrison mentions Childers as an English surname, he isn't convinced of its original meaning. He simply says it's the son of Childer. Oh well, there you have it. Rest easy. It appears in Ireland, so MacLeisic talks about it. He says that it's taken from an old English or Anglo-Saxon era name for Kilderhus or Silderhus, which means orphanage. I'm sure that I'm mispronouncing that compound word, so check the comment section for someone pointing out how to pronounce it. That's how I learned to pronounce Wales in Welsh, Cymru. At the end of the day, a paper trail might lead you to England or Ireland as the source of origin for your line of Childers, not children's. Number 3, Gossett. When I received the request for Gossett, my mind went immediately to the 1982 film An Officer and a Gentleman, which starred Richard Gere, Deborah Winger, Knoxville's own David Keith, and Louis Gossett Jr. The movie's appeal rests in large measure with the way Gossett's character teaches Gere's character how to be a man who has concern for others. In other words, be less self-centered. That's all well and good, Barry, but where did Louis Gossett Jr.'s last name originate? Well, there's agreement among genealogists, I start saying geneticists, genealogists that is, that it's a French Huguenot surname. That means it has a rather late arrival in England, so it could well have come from Quebec up in Canada, France, or England. It's not found among the traditional surnames of medieval Great Britain or Ireland, so I think we're safe in calling Gossett a Huguenot French surname. Ultimately, it's a pet form of the personal name. Number 4, Sharp. How can a person be sharp? It sure isn't one of our natural appendages unless you know something that I don't know. Well, if you're thinking that a person can be smart or quick-witted and be called sharp, you'd be right. The old English speakers also knew that, so they used it to call such a person sharp. They didn't call him genius. Hey, genius, I'm Bob Genius. No, I'm sharp. Makes sense. However, in northwestern Ireland, it can be an anglicized form of. That means the Irish sharps can be 100% confident that Irish genealogy is in their family tree and they have no connection to folks in England necessarily. In Bonnie, Scotland, sharp has been found in the records since 1370s. Where should this information lead you though? Strictly speaking, your line could lead you to England, Ireland, or Scotland. The word sharp is, of course, of English derivation or anglicization in Ireland. Number 5, Jordan. I'm at a loss to think of another person more famous than North Carolina's own Michael Jordan. Where did Air Jordan's surname originate? And did it mean one who flies over the hardwoods? The fact that it suddenly appeared as a surname in Scotland in the 12th century is a clue to its origin and meaning. From 1095 to 1291, countries from across Europe were engaged in the Crusades. Now, I'm doing a video on the Crusades in the near future, so I'll save my comments on that topic until that video is recorded. But anyway, it was returning veterans or knights of the Crusades who introduced this biblical name into Great Britain and Ireland. John the Baptist baptized Jesus and others in the Jordan River, or the River Jordan. I think it's the Jordan River over there. However, in Ireland, it could also be an anglicized form of. At the end of the day, Jordan could be English, Irish, Scottish, or Welsh. A paper trail and perhaps Y chromosome DNA tests can help clarify the origin of your line of Jordan, assuming there isn't any hanky-panky in the old family tree. Number 6, case. Well, as we've discussed in other episodes, there are often several origins for short names, and case is no exception. There are words in Teutonic languages, including Old English, that identify the makers of cases and caskets, or coffins, with variations of the surname Case. However, there's a French origin for people who belong to a place called Case in France. While one reputable source claims that it's common in Scotland, Black doesn't list Case as a traditional Scottish surname. A closer look at my other sources suggests that it's indeed an English surname. I think we can rest easy that Case families in Appalachia in the South came from England, but with older linguistic roots in Northern Europe or France. Number 7, Sutton. What if I told you that Sutton is an Old English surname, but there's a good chance that you're not related to many other lines of Sutton? You might wonder, how can that happen? But it's simple. The Old English or Anglo-Saxon words for south and farm estate make up the surname Sutton. Nearly every every county in England had a south farm, so the name popped up all around England without any genetic connections among the families, necessarily. However, it appeared in the Scottish records during the time of Edward the Longshanks, that's the 1290s. Oh, I should tell you this, Ireland offers us another twist to the name's journey. In Ireland, Sutton is also a toponymic for. It may or may not have any connection to the Suttons of England or Scotland, yet it's linguistically an English or anglicized surname. Clearly, you'll need a paper trail to locate the origin of your line of Sutton. Well, folks, that's all I have for you today. I hope you got something meaningful out of our discussion. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I wanted to let you know that I'm waiting on a new date for the hip replacement. So, if a video doesn't appear on Tuesday after this coming Tuesday afternoon, it means that I'm recuperating. In the meantime, I hope you'll check out other videos on the Vantage Point. Also, please let me know in the comments section if you'd be interested in a video on the circumstances that led to the Crusades. If demand warrants it, I'll be back soon with another episode on the surnames of Appalachia and the American South. I hope to see you then. God bless you and yours. Bye-bye.